This is Rightly Used with Adam and Karen.
Do you know, I'm not sure there is such a thing as a ghost.
I've been telling you this.
I know you have. And I don't know if it's that I want to believe in inverted commas.
Mulder theory.
Yeah, or being brought up on ghost stories from Dad, or what. But anyway, me and Jackson went to a seance evening 2 weeks ago, as you know.
Jackson, aye.
Me and Jackson. Alright, Grandma Granny. Jackson and moi
That's two.
attended a seance evening at Rowton's Museum of sort of Haunted Things. And
Was that the place you've been to before with the window of the Amityville horror house?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that me and Lexi went to. I couldn't persuade Lexi to come to a seance evening because she's a chicken. But Jackson was all up for it. So we went and we had a really nice time. And it was a lovely evening. And it was me, Jackson, one other woman whose name was Karen. It was
Not
so
confusing.
weird. No, not confusing. Every time I go to Rowton's, there's weird synchronicities. So there was me, another Karen, and a Jackson, and then Laura and Eric. And, you know, we did a bit of talking, and then we went upstairs, did some crystal gazing, where we sat in a darkened room and looked at
Balls.
balls of stone, crystal, quartz. Then we had a little break, had a cup of tea, chatted a bit more, and then, like, later on we did a Ouija board session. Now, I know a lot of people have opinions on Ouija boards. Some people think they're really evil and, you know, they're like the gateway to the devil. And at the far end of the other end of the scale it's just a board game. It was only ever meant to be a board game, but spirituality just went crazy in the Victorian time.
Yeah, was it MB Games had the license for it? Or
I don't know.
something like that?
Yeah, I can't remember. What didn't know. What?
Anyway, some company had a license
Yeah,
for
some
it.
company had a license for it.
A mainstream company.
And we were doing this Ouija board session, and they had this thing called a spirit lamp. And I don't know, I wasn't pushing the planchette. Jackson wasn't pushing the planchette. I can't say for sure whether Eric or Laura, the hosts of the museum, were pushing the planchette. And I don't know if Karen was either, the other Karen, not me. But, I mean, it was a really fun experience, but nothing really happened. Like, the lamp went off a couple of times, but, like, on the way home, Jackson told me that he thought Eric had a button in his hand, and every time the light was going off, Eric was pressing this button, and I was like, I didn't know that.
So they did it in the sort of Victorian times?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did say that it was a night where they were bringing back to life some of the parapsychological techniques of yore. So, you know, they were upfront about how seances worked in the Victorian times. So, yeah, but
afterwards they could have gone, well, you see I had a really fine string attached to my ankle. I was ringing this bell all the time when I tugged my foot. It could have shown you how it was done after scaring the bejesus out of you all.
it wasn't scary. It was, I laughed through most of it. I thought it was hilarious, really good fun, and I would definitely go and do it again just for the entertainment value.
For the experience of it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've been to like big group medium sessions where there's like 300 people in an audience, and now I've
Big
been
mediums?
average size mediums, mediums. And now I've been to like a really intimate seance evening, and they're both fun experiences for different reasons. But yeah, I don't know if there's such a thing as ghosts, or if they just weren't there.
I don't think they're real. I think people want to believe.
Answers on a postcard, please.
I'm pretty sure they've been debunked after everyone's got a camera on them now.
True. But it's like people who go out looking for big cats. You know, when you see a big cat, you don't automatically go, oh, hang on a second, I'll get my phone out. You look at the big cat, you watch it walk off, and then you think, fuck, I should have taken a photo.
But then all the photos people have taken of supposedly big cats, it's just larger than normal house cat.
Just a fat domestic.
It's a bit closer than you think it actually is.
Yeah, it's the perspective.
back to Father Ted again.
Yeah.
Last episode.
This cow is near.
It's going to be a recurring thing, isn't it?
Far away. Anyway, that's enough of that bollocks. Welcome to Lightly Used episode 16. My name's Karen.
I'm Adam.
And we're lovely, weird people, and we're happy to have your ears.
We mostly spend our time having a mooch around charity shops. We did today.
We
found
did.
a couple of things for our spiritual mentors.
Parents.
They don't know it, but they are.
Oh, no, they do know it.
Paul and Eli, a cheap shout. We've got a... No, we're not going to say it. We've got two little presents.
Yeah, they have
they
a
might crop up
little
on the
gift
show.
each
Yeah.
that we just happen to find.
They'll be in the post presently at
Yes.
some point. I do have a follow-up to my Tat last episode. One of the vans was branded Huntley and Palmer's. They did hire an illustrator, Mick Hill, to design some ornate biscuit tins. He hid some naughty illustrations.
Did he?
In the tins. I've put a link to the BBC interview with him on the episode 15 blog post, lightlyused.co.uk. Click on the studio blogs drop down. But yeah, there's about 3 tins where he hid some naughty things happening in the background. One was a Japanese motif designed to one of them, and there was a guy with kanji script writing it. He got a guy who knows Japanese to translate it. So he's on the biscuit tin, he's writing out sex and drugs and rock and roll.
That's brilliant.
There's a couple of dogs shagging in one, a couple of people at it in the bushes in the same one.
We need to find these biscuit tins.
Look in the episode 15 blog. There's a link to the BBC video. The guy seems a really decent chap. He was a freelancer, so when they found out, they just didn't hire him again. So
That's fair enough. He still won.
I think the news articles were that, he's a disgruntled employee, he hid these in designs as an act of revenge. No, I was just a freelancer.
Yeah, just having a bit
these
of
are the
fun.
3 I got away with. They just didn't hire me again after I got out.
Well done, mate.
Oh, also forgot to mention last episode, you mentioned watching Casablanca with your dad.
Yeah.
We watched Barbed Wire.
It's not barbed wire. It's
Barb
barb
Wire.
wire.
It's a retelling setting the post-apocalyptic future of 2070. How was it for you?
It was interesting. There were nipples.
A couple of legitimate actors.
Yes, weirdly legitimate actors.
Yeah.
And an awful lot of leather.
I don't know what the dress code was in the future. Did a lot of clothes or not many clothes survive?
Only the leather clothes survived the apocalypse.
But
Same
again,
for Mad Max.
Some of the club goers, they're like really well dressed. Some of the bouncers and stuff, and the staff, they're in very nice suits and stuff. It's hard to gauge what's going on there.
Yeah. Maybe the ones in snappy suits, the ones that have got like Chinese silk factories or something.
But there was a very gratuitous amount of boobage
Yeah.
and buttockage.
So sexist. Oh, it was.
What do you mean? She got a dog to grab that guy by the nuts.
That's true.
For
What was the dog called? Like something really prim, like Rosie
Camilla?
or Miriam or was it Camilla? Claudine? Camille? Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, very cute dog.
Package check. Yeah. And the Rottweiler went and walked him out.
Walked him out by his nuts.
Yeah, that's a very, very well-trained dog.
Yeah,
It was walking so daintily.
Yeah.
It was like dressage.
We just dressage you out of the room, sir, via the testiculars. I mean, he has got to have been wearing a cup.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
A very dedicated stuntman.
Very.
I don't know if Barb Wire's been praised in quite this way before.
Possibly not.
Stunt work. Oh, and we're absolutely certain Pamela Anderson never, ever rode that motorbike.
That's true. You only ever saw her in still shots,
Yeah.
like when she was
Sitting astride the bike.
getting onto it, or it had just pulled up and she'd put her feet on the floor and she was taking her helmet off and whisking her head round in a Timotei fashion.
Otherwise, whenever you saw the person on the bike or it being ridden, helmet down, Stig, blacked out helmet. You cannot see who's inside there. It It could be a live stuntman with a wig, for all we know.
I reckon it probably was a guy.
A couple of times they nearly wiped out.
Yeah, they did a lot of fishtailing.
Yeah. Well, we don't think they were experienced bike riders. I've never ridden a motorbike. Even I could spot. This seems unsafe. You're just driving in apparently a straight line. You could not.
The front wheel was in a straight line.
You're not going to do another take where it looks all right instead of. Whoa, there we go. Cut print. There we go. We got it.
We haven't got the budget to do this again. Like that explosion. What was the explosion bit where I was like, oh, that was the one and done. There's no way they could have set that back up again.
Yeah, we'd recommend it. Surprisingly, go and watch Barb Wire.
Watch it.
It's probably on YouTube somewhere.
It's a happy ending.
Phrasing.
Sorry.
Arthur, Call Me Art, has been in touch. He's been catching up on the shows. He says, sorry he missed your birthday in November. That's how busy he's been.
Bless him.
He's been working on an NFT, but apparently it was too fungible. I don't know what that means. He's also been working on a cryptocurrency as a backup, so he couldn't get the NFT going. It was also a birthday present, he told me. It's called the Karen coin.
Oh, Lord.
I said we just didn't want to get involved in any plans if the explanation includes the words blockchain. Also, it's 2025. Missed the boat for cryptocurrency and NFTs completely.
Let's not do that, yeah?
No, I'll put the kibosh on that. He did also say if we wanted a gambling sponsor, he knows a guy, which I think he just wanted his bookie to advertise on the show.
Right, well, we all know how I feel about gambling.
I explained that to him. I told him if he's going to get a sponsor, it's going to be relevant to the show, at the very bloody least. He said, leave it with me. I will get back to you. He's very enthusiastic. He's determined to get us a sponsor this year.
Okay.
He said, he's a bit too excited, I think. I'm a bit worried.
If the adverts can be subliminally placed into the episodes rather than interrupting them.
I still don't know what he does for Channel 84.
No. Do you think we should ask Tom and Rob?
He's got a room. I don't know if it's an office. There was stuff in the room. He didn't really let me come in, though. He's kind of stopped me. I tried looking around him, but...
as long as they're not donations for future chat that he's just keeping hidden away.
He didn't seem to like me. He seemed to be aware I was trying to look around him. Yeah, sidestepping at him. It was really suspicious. I don't know what was going on behind him.
Oh, God.
Could have been his work on an NFT.
As long as it wasn't porn in the office.
I don't know, the bins were full of paper. I didn't want to look closer. He was working on something. Coming up.
We have got stuff coming up.
Moving on.
Amazing.
I don't want to know what he gets up to in that room, though. You've put that in my mind.
Sorry.
Johnny Turnip and friends, they're rescued in likely used news. We close our eyes, caress and guess each other's mystery item in Tat In The Box. We've got a new game.
Yes, yeah, we do. I was about to say, have we?
We do.
What have you inserted into the episode you haven't told me about? No, it's a new board game.
We go, yeah. Well, we will finish Crystal Maze at some point, I promise.
Yeah, we will.
What have we got?
We've got the Criss Cross Quiz. Which I picked up a couple of weeks ago in Swansea.
The Grandad's favourite
TV show. Yeah.
the Grandad TV network.
God,
it's all ITV now, so it's also it's my choice of charity shop sourced board game book. I can't read my writing. It's my choice of charity shop sourced book to end the show in Bibliotat. For likely used news, we turn once again to the Abergavenny Chronicle from Tim Butters on Monday the 17th of June 2024. Abergavenny man claims Tom Cruise saved him from being eaten alive by wild pigs. An Abergavenny man has made the outlandish claim that Hollywood royalty Tom Cruise saved him and his friends from being eaten alive by an army of wild pigs in the Forest of Dean. Semi-professional, long-distance runner Johnny Turnip claims that after an illegal boar hunt went wrong, the Top Gun star came to his rescue. We were naked and alone, and had pretty much resigned ourselves to being ripped limb from limb in an orgy of savagery, explained Turnip. We were lost and exhausted, and it was only a matter of time before the hordes of hungry trotters sniffed us out and made us their prey. Turnip added, we heard the hooves thundering against the ground before we saw them. There must have been about 500 of the porkers, all headed our way. Everything seemed hopeless, but just as Puerto Rico Paul began reciting the Lord's Prayer, and Big Tony began bellowing, beating his chest and preparing to go out in a blaze of glory, the stampede of pigs was drowned out by the noise of helicopter blades. Turnip explained that as they looked up, they saw a Black Hawk helicopter and the familiar figure of Tom Cruise throwing down the rope ladder and shouting... Oh, I'm not doing the voices, sorry. Forgot to say that at the start. Come on, JT. Climb on up and get the hell out of Dodge. You got some mean and hungry pigs in your tail, boys. Turnip told the Chronicle. To give your readers a bit of context, it's only fair I explain that me and Tom go way back. I call him Tyke on behalf of his diminutive stature. We first met in 2004 when Johnny Depp was filming scenes for the Libertine movie at Tree Tower Court just outside of Crickhowell. Tyke was suffering from a midlife crisis at the time and developed an unhealthy obsession with Depp and used to follow him around the world. He was in disguise when I met him in a local pub, but I recognised him, and after a few ales, we became firm friends. Over the years, Tyke's often stayed with me for long weekends when he needs a steady dose of realism to counter all the nonsense he has to deal with in La La Land. I once nearly persuaded him to buy Mardy FC, but Ryan Reynolds did something similar in Wrexham and ruined that idea. Turnip added, anyhow, after our rescue, I later learned that he had made one of his surprise visits to Abergavenny, only to find me and the boys had gone AWOL. He later called on Nanny Anna Horror Show Turnip to find out where me and the boys were. After she'd thrown a pint of rum and shrub over Tyke because she thought he was a cold caller selling life insurance, she told him we're probably dead in the Forest of Dean somewhere. Horror Show's got a great sense of humour, but it was lost on Tyke. He took it quite literally and decided to charter a chopper to recover our bodies. In hindsight, it's a good job he did. Me and the boys would have been eaten up by the pigs and spat out as fertiliser. Turnip explained, after they boarded the chopper, piloted by Cruise and a fellow called Cornelius Clyde, they were given army jumpsuits to cover their nakedness. They then told the Hollywood star their tale of white deer, LSD, psychics, necromancers, immortality and mythological pig creatures. Cruise just nodded his head solemnly and said, You Phil have seen some crazy shit. Maybe one day I'll make a great movie, but for now my job's to get you goddamn heroes back to civilization. Turnip recalled, as we left the combat zone, Tyke issued us with these fantastic cigars to smoke, but before we could light up and forget and maybe forgive the world and the demands it made of us, I heard Puerto Rico Paul scream, Look, down there! It's Indiana Jenkins! We've got to save him! Turnip added, below me there was a clearing in the forest, and in this field we could see Indy bravely running for his life as the hundreds of pigs chased him. It was a bit like the scene in Platoon where Sergeant Elias is chased but fired at by NVA troops. How Indy had survived this point I had no idea. I screamed at Tyke, There's a man left behind! Take the chopper down now! Tyke coolly replied in a no-nonsense military style, Roger that, JT. Black Hawk down. And manoeuvred the chopper to a better angle to land, before grinning cheekily and saying, I'll take you right into the danger zone. Meanwhile, Big Tony had manned the helicopter's machine gun, and with a cigar in his mouth, he began bellowing as he let rip into the pigs. Eat lead, you motherless sons of bitches! His tone was like a man possessed, but for every pig he felled, 5 others would appear in his place. As the swine slowly caught up with Indy, the poor sod just fell to his knees, held his arms skyward in a futile plea for help. There was a terrible cacophony of squealing and grunting as Indy's final adventure came to an end. Puerto Rico screamed, No! And none of us could look, as Indy was eaten alive by the pigs. I just sighed. Abort, Tyke. Abort. Turnip revealed that as Tom Cruise flew the helicopter back to Abergavenny, the 3 friends sat in silence as they tried to come to grips with the events of the last few days. Turnip said, We all just gazed moodily out of the chopper like men who had seen some serious action tend to. Puerto Rico Paul tried to give voice to our emotions when he solemnly quoted the main guy in Platoon and said, I think now, looking back, we did not fight the enemy, we fought ourselves, and the enemy was in us. The war is over for me now. I could see Big Tony's nostrils flaring before he slapped Puerto Rico Paul around the head and warned, Behave, you pathetic ponce. At the same time, I had a sudden moment of clarity. I was no longer a semi-professional long-distance runner. I was a semi-professional paranormal investigator. And my true trials had yet to begin.
Tat in the box, 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 tat in the box. I got my claps right.
No,
you're sabotaging me, actively sabotaging me.
I did not clap at all. What are you on about? You just keep getting them wrong every week. Apart from that one time.
This room is not that echoey. Everyone's going to know
anything.
that those tiny background claps are from your little man hands.
I didn't do anything. I've just been sat here listening to you like I do every single week. I don't know what you're talking about.
You just try and ruin my mood.
Editing last week, you were so happy you got it perfect. I thought, oh, I could have been adding some claps all this time. I've got to remember. No one would know how, when you say, I keep getting them wrong. I could be throwing one in now and then.
You're such a git. It's a good job I like you.
I'm just jealous you can sing and enjoy singing.
Oh, I don't know about either of those two things, but okay.
Oh, it's such a heavy tech box this week.
Oh no, is it just ginormous?
It's weighing down. That's what
the
they
box
all
is
say.
the same size it always is, to be fair.
Oh, my item. It's cut long. Anyway, you'll find out.
Okay, shall I close my eyes and hold my hands out?
Yes, please.
Okay, hang on. Let me turn so I don't hit the microphone.
Okay. Please be gentle. It's quite delicate. Actually, I might need to guide your hands, actually, so you might need to hold on to that. There you go. You're going to know what it is immediately.
I think I do. And I
haven't moved your hands at all.
I literally haven't moved my fingers or anything.
And from that, you'll know what colour it is as well.
I didn't want to know what it was immediately. I'm trying so hard to be like, don't guess immediately, don't guess immediately.
From just holding the base of it so it doesn't fall off your hands, you've guessed it.
My thumb is on a nubbin.
Oh, that's enough. There's nothing else like it. It's too obvious from touch.
It's plastic. Again, I still have not moved my hands.
You don't have to play along. You know exactly what it is.
Is it black?
No, you have to guess.
Is it predominantly black?
I can't give you any clues.
Is there like a steering wheel and a pedal on it?
No.
Oh! It's not what I thought it might be, but now I know what it is. I had to move one hand.
I thought you guessed it immediately from the nubbing.
No, when you put it in my hands, I thought, it feels like one of those PlayStation steering wheel.
I've worked out what you've got, where you thought the steering wheel wasn't out yet.
So, it's
That's a bit of.
I'm rubbing my hands up the entire length of it. It's very knobbly bobbly. It's very knobbly bobbly. I don't have to sound rude every episode.
How do you make this sound?
How do I make it sound rude every episode? Okay, so it's wider at the base. It has a flared base, ladies and gentlemen, for safety. It has a nice, relatively straight angle at the back and a slightly...
You can just say exactly what it is.
It's a Dalek.
And you guessed the colour right when you thought it was something wrong.
Even when I thought it was something wrong. Can I open my eyes now?
Yes. I'll pop it on.
It really is predominantly black.
Yeah. It's a 12-inch black radio-controlled Dalek. Nobbled for the Doctor's pleasure.
Black nobbled Ribbler.
But yeah, I might as well go through the whole spiel. Doctor Who's most iconic enemy, first appearing in 1963, the very first series of Doctor Who. In the second serial story, created by the story's writer Terry Nation and designed by Raymond Cusick. They were introduced when TARDIS lands on the irradiated planet Skaro, where two of its races, the humanoid Thals, they're at war with the Daleks, and are small octopus-like mutant creatures encased in a protective miniature tank, essentially. But originally they were humanoid as well, some point in the past, or Khalids, which isn't quite the name backwards. I think it was later retconned that Daleks genetically engineered. I'm not into Doctor Who quite enough. Apparently they were left to die at the end of the story in Series 1.
They should have been.
But their popularity meant they came back in Series 2. This time they're invading Earth Time travel loophole, when they first met the Daleks, it's in a million years' time from when they actually met them in series 2.
Right, oh my god.
Timey-wimey. But yeah, they've been defeated and returned umpteen times by now. I think only on screen, Paul McGann is the only Doctor who hasn't faced the Daleks.
Oh.
But there were early plans for the TV movie with Paul McGann to feature a redesigned spider Dalek, where the sort of casing unfolds.
Oh no, I wouldn't have liked that.
Into
Mind the
legs. Yeah, there's a big thunk there, gesturing how it unfolds, which only relevant to you. Doesn't translate into audio. They did get a redesign for the 2005 reappearance. They're much more chunky.
Is that when they learned how to fly?
Yeah, when they could CGI going upstairs.
Yeah, I always found them scarier because they couldn't, get about like everyone else. Because they were slow and methodical and mechanical, and I found that scary. Like the idea of one floating into my bedroom, I think I'd find quite funny.
Apparently these are the Type 8 Dalek, developed for the Time War. I did try making sense of the colour-coded hierarchy to see if it meant anything, and it was a rabbit hole. I just
no.
Depending on the age, depending when it came back, this one does this. I don't have time to click on the names and roll the Eternal Dalek, then the Emperor Command. I don't, fuck it.
That's a really nerdy rabbit hole to get stuck down.
Yeah, our plan there was all the different eras. There's too many citations and side links and loopholes and going back into things. Oh, fuck it. But I looked online. Mine's the Black Dalek from the 2005 era. I did look online for the packaging. It didn't specify that this Black Dalek was Dalek Sec, who's the leader of the cult of Skaro. 4 Daleks, they were above and beyond the Emperor himself, designed to think as the enemy thinks, and they're unusually given names. Sec, who's the leader, Dalek, Khan, Thal, and Just. And Sek was one who evolved into a Dalek-human hybrid on the show and was killed.
Oh, right.
And Khan was the one who went back in time, freed Davros, and went absolutely mad. And then decided to plan to kill all the rest of the Daleks. Yeah, and then they came back even chunkier again, different colours. Then they got killed off and brought back these. I kind of lost interest.
Yeah.
I
can understand.
This is a Black Dalek. It cost me £4. It's broken. It's meant to be radio controlled.
And he's meant to have eyeball bulbs as well, and he doesn't.
Oh, yeah. Apparently these come off. Apparently, from what I've seen online, really easily. When I was looking for it, loads of posts. Do you even know where I can get the Dalek ears? Mine have come off. So yeah, mine too. So that's a really... They're designed to come off, and apparently the eye stalk, but...
Didn't want to ruin it by didn't want to tug on it too hard.
No, I didn't want to make it come off in my hand.
Yeah, no. Not pleasant.
But got this from RSPCA in Mumbles. I pulled up outside the charity shop. Thought, oh, there's a parking space while I'm here for work.
It's a rarity in the Mumbles.
Yeah. Oh, I'll quickly pull in. In the window, this Dalek. I went, yes, I'll have that before somebody else gets it. £4, yes, please. Apparently, it'd only just gone out as well.
Oh, nice.
The lady in
Good
the shop.
stock turnover. Well done, lady.
But the lights on the side are meant to be ears, which makes it weird, because whenever you see them talking, those light up.
Yeah, I guess. But I suppose it would make sense that they would see, in inverted commas, out of the store. Yeah,
that's been shown on screen as that's their eye, but
don't they
lighting
shoot
up when
out
they
of that as well? So
no, they shoot out of the egg whisk thing on the front.
Oh, ignore me then.
They seem to be going for about £40 to £60 online for working ones, but working with the box seemed to be about £80 to over £100.
Bloody hell.
Didn't see too many of the Black Daleks, but there was one $99.99 all best offer. Oh. Seemed to be working with the ears.
Do you offer him £4 in an exchange?
No. I'd only use it as an ornament anyway. There is one gold one from the Peter Cushing Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD film. Don't think it's canon. It is only one of 50 from a 1997 memorabilia show. I looked up on Thursday. 4 days left of the sale. 0 bids. Starting price £1,100.
Yeah.
Or buy it now, £1,600.
Oh, okay.
Also,
no.
£5.64 postage. He's spending £1,160.
Like for that,
You're not going to throw in the postage.
You can send DHS around with it, or not DHS, DF. No, that's the sofa people.
Also, DHL. £5.64 is a weird price.
It is a weird price. It's probably based on its weight.
4.
Yeah.
Round it up to 65.
Oh, well, thank you for your nerdery.
Well, yeah, you guessed it absolutely immediately.
No, I thought it was one thing and then I realised it was another.
Close in.
All right, okay. Would you like to feel my thing?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, let me just...
just plop it in my hands whenever you're ready.
Let me just fish it out of my box for you. Now, I did tell you earlier that it was wrapped for packaging purposes, so there you go.
Oh.
It's very tiny. You obviously are allowed to unwrap it.
Like pass the parcel.
I wrapped it like fish and chips, if that helps.
Yeah. There it is.
That's it.
Oh.
And it's got a bit of paper stuffed in it for security. You can take that out or leave it in, it's up to you.
I will remove the security paper.
Okay. Copperfield.
Is this those carved little pipe things that you show?
Is.
I vaguely remember you showing me.
Yeah, you can open your eyes. Well done.
Oh, yeah. It's not quite scrimshaw sort of.
It's a little Victorian, produced between 1800 and 1899, clay pipe bowl.
Clay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
With a broken stem. And on it, what do you think it's got on it?
Is that a bison horn?
Do you know what? You're a lot closer than I was, because I thought it was a moustache to begin with, but it's actually buffalo horns.
Oh, close.
You're very close.
I'm trying which one is bigger.
So it's a white clay pipe. They used to make them by the thousands and sell them with a shot of tobacco in for like a couple of pence. And the people who mudlark find these things all the time. They're really, really common. But not every type of pipe, design of pipe, is as common as the others. This one is associated with, you're going to love this word, not the first two words, a third word. The Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes are a philanthropic fraternal organisation. And if I didn't have my teeth in properly, I would not be able to say that quite so well. Their main purpose is to aid members, their members' families, dependents of former members, and other charitable organisations, usually through fundraising and donations.
Like Freemasonry and...
Yes, very similar to Freemasonry, but different and unique in that women are allowed to join, whereas I believe it's men only in the Masons.
Progressive.
Unless there's some random progressive lodge somewhere.
No, I think it's just a ladies' orders.
Yeah. All new candidates for membership take part in an initiation ceremony that involves breaking one of these clay pipes. So the dirt in it might not actually be from tobacco use. It might just be because it's been in the ground for a really long time, because they don't tend to use the ones that get snapped because they're snapped for a purpose.
So it's specifically snapped, not just stamping on it or breaking it.
No, they literally snap the
stem.
Yeah, they snap the stem off. The group is still going, and according to their website, which I spent a little bit of time on, between 1967 and now, they have donated over £3.5 million to various charities, lots of which are to do with, the usual things like cancer. But they've got some interesting charities on there as well that I've never heard of and didn't do any research about. Like small little places, and they in 2022 they raised £235,000 to send to a Ukrainian charity that refits ambulances.
Oh, good lad.
Yeah, so I thought that was really good.
They're British or international or
they
American?
are British. What's interesting about the pipe that I have got is that for the smoker, if you hold the bowl, the buffalo horns and the RAOB that are embossed on it face towards the smoker. But on every picture I could find online of these bowls, the embossing is on the outside. So it will be where your fingers were for better grip, as opposed to... So everyone, other people could see it rather than yourself. So I've decided I'm going to email the people and ask them for some information. They still actually sell clay pipes. I don't know if you can buy one just if you're a random person, or if you have to have gone through the membership ceremony and then you buy yourself a nice pipe or whatever, but they do still sell them.
But the way around that this is as well, that the hook of the horns seem to fit your fingers.
Yeah, it does fit your
better than
finger
facing.
and thumb really well. Yeah. So it's an interesting little thing. Like I say, the order is still going. They're still very much active. So I'm going to email them with a photo of the pipe bowl and ask them if they can give me sort of like a specific kind of date, whether it's a knockoff because it's facing a different way to all the others.
Or is that specifically the ceremonial one for snapping is facing inwards?
Maybe.
And the regular ones face outwards?
So watch this space.
How much was it and where did you get it from?
I think it was 50p and I got it from Llysnini in Swansea a long time ago. I say a long time ago, within the last 3 years. And it was in a glass, like a lead crystal dessert bowl with a load of other pipe bowls. So I just took the dessert bowl up to the desk and went, I'll have these please. And the woman said, all of them? And I said, yes. And she's like, do you want the bowl as well? I was like, might as well keep them in it. So they have been transported from the charity shop to my flat in the bowl and they live in the bowl on my tat shelves.
As you found them.
Yeah, and they've all got different designs on, so I might look into other ones at some point.
Interesting curio.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good find.
We've had some fun things today. Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, we're going to be playing Grandad's / Granada's Criss Cross Quiz, which I picked up in the Wales Air Ambulance shop in Swansea a couple of weeks ago. We vaguely had a read of the rules. It's basically competitive noughts and crosses with questions.
Yeah. There's a little miniature twister style spinny disc with numbers 1 to 5 on there. So we spin that. That corresponds to a number within the question set. You slide this. The photos are going to be on the blog. You slide the question set and there's categories which correspond to a big question and answer board with noughts and crosses.
Yes.
There was meant to be a crayon that comes with this, so you can keep track on the actual board that comes with the game, but that's missing.
It's waylaid somewhere since the 1960s.
So I think in the rules it said we spin the wheel.
Okay.
Whoever gets the highest score goes first, and you get to be the X if you go first.
Ooh.
So you can spin first.
Ladies first. Ladies spinning first. I got a 2.5. I'd say that's a 2, actually.
2.5. I think mine could end up in the middle somewhere as well.
Okay. Oh, you get a 3.
3. On 3.
Okay.
We looked at number 3 earlier, so I'll spin this again so we're not getting set 3, just when we're trying to work out how this works. Say that's set 4. It's 3 and 3.5.
I'll raise this to number 4. Right, your categories, I'll show you in a second, but I'll read them out to you. English history, Shakespeare, famous Paris. No, I did it again. Famous pears, Asia, food, novels, France, films, and theatre. So that's your selection of topics, and I will just slide this big card into the correct position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ready when you are, sir.
I'm not looking forward to any of these subjects. This is meant for kids, yeah?
About 12-year-olds from the 1960s, early 70s. Dad used to watch it. He loved it.
I'm going to try and go for films.
Where's that? Bottom middle?
Bottom middle.
Okay. Hang on. Get it to line up properly. Who played the part of Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind?
Oh, God damn it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but the other end.
Do you want me to count you down? Have you started a timer?
Oh, no, I didn't set the 10-minute timer. Well done.
We'll start a timer. Right, you now have 10 minutes to answer this one question.
No, that's no. I
No?
pass.
Clark Gable.
Good. Yes, of course.
All right, I'll pass.
I couldn't remember in the rules whether you get a 0 in that show. Just for a shortcut.
Yeah, okay. I'll go top left, please. No, that's bottom mid. Oh, no,
yeah,
so I've got to go where it was. Sorry. My bad. Right, you get to...
No, which of these questions?
Oh, are we staying on the same board? I thought it
makes
changed every
sense.
time. Okay, I'll go Shakespeare, please.
So
Top middle.
top middle.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, hang on.
Move it up to number 4.
4. Ah. Oh, it doesn't quite fit in the box. Right.
It was a little bit wonky on the left-hand side.
It was the does she? Did she? In Richard II, who makes the famous speech, "This royal throne of kings, this sceptre's isle"?
I don't know Richard II, so I'm going to say Richard I.
John of Gaunt.
Oh, so you get top middle. So I'm O's, you're X's. Right, you get to spin this time.
We're still on the same.
Oh no,
category,
God, yeah. Yeah. What category would you like?
I will go for food. The very middle
Food.
one.
Middle for diddle. Which country does blue Vinny cheese come from?
France.
Oh, sorry. Which county does blue Vinny cheese come from?
Somerset.
Close. Dorset. I love the middle one.
Oh, you
please.
get the strategic middle one.
Okay, I will. It's my turn to pick a thing now, isn't it? I will go. Theatre, please.
Bottom right. Theatre. Name the American author who wrote Death of a Salesman.
Oh no, I should know this.
I'm blanking on that as well. So.
I don't know. To save a bit of time, I don't know.
Arthur Miller.
Oh, there we are then. So you're bottom right.
I will go. I don't really want that one either. Famous Pears. Top right.
What?
Please be about boobs.
These proverbially wait for no man. I am like at the top right hand.
There's number 4.
Oh, I see. I get it. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Famous
These
Pears.
proverbially wait for no man.
Oh, is one of them time?
Yes.
Oh, right. Oh, damn it. Now I know quite kind of how to answer the question. I've got to think. Oh, no.
It's a lateral thinking thing as opposed to like ducks.
Oh, hang on. I don't even get half a point. No, let's just move on.
Time and tide.
What? Okay.
Oh, no.
I've not heard that idiom.
I'm going to have to go for France.
Bottom left. Oh, I need to scooch up a little bit. Which French town in the Pyrenees possesses a famous grotto? These kids must have been well travelled to answer this. I've seen the answer. It hasn't helped. In the Pyrenees.
Oh, in the Pyrenees. I've no idea.
It would have a very different question today to be relevant to the kids. Lords.
Oh, there we are then. Well, you get an X in that bottom square. So, your options are good,
I will go for Asia.
Asia. Okie dokie.
The middle left.
For Asia.
5 minutes remaining.
Name the world's deepest freshwater lake, 5,700 feet deep in central Siberia.
I failed geography. This isn't gonna.
If it's not an Oxbow Lake, I've got no idea.
It's when the lake was cutting around a corner. And the water eroded for a shortcut. Just for a brief second, my brain vaguely remembered a lake in Siberia.
Well done. I've never heard of this.
No, it's completely got no.
Baikal or
Oh,
Baikal?
no, oh, that would have definitely been wrong.
Baikal.
It was this middle one, yeah.
Yes, middle. Oh, okay. So
Oh no, I'm
gonna have to go for novels, please.
Oh, I really hope you get this wrong.
I probably will.
It's not going to help me if you do. Jess Oakroyd is the leading character in which novel? You can read it if it helps. Oh, I've pushed it down by accident.
How's Jess spelled? Is it Jesse?
Jess,
Okay.
surname Oakroyd. Jess Oakroyd.
Jess Oakroyd. Of Mice and Men.
The Good Companions.
Oh, there we are then. That leaves you with English history. No.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be a stalemate
English
regardless.
history.
Yeah.
The Mercurian king built a dike from the Y over the D to the
It'll be Offer.
To keep out the Welsh. Name him.
It'll be Offer.
Mr. Offer. King Offer. Yes, it was indeed King Offer.
That's why you get one. It doesn't count for anything.
Right, let's pick a different card. You've got A, B, C, D, or F.
Oh, I thought we had to spin the thing. I will go for F.
Okay.
Oh, in that case, you get to spin a number then.
Okay. That's F on that side. Oh, this was owned by a Billy somebody.
Yeah, with nice old-timey writing on the back.
Yeah, really nice old-timey writing. Billy Kiefer or something like that.
Yeah, here. You can't see.
Right, anyway.
What number will you land on?
DOS.
2. Oh, it's in there snug. Are they the same categories?
Latin America, Spain, art, kings, fairy tales, Italy, inventions, Germany, and place nicknames.
Where are you going for first?
I will go for fairy tales, please. Right in the middle.
Strategic centre square.
It's not really the best square to go for this, though.
Isn't it?
No.
Yeah. Who was carried through the air by that great bird, the Roc? R-O-C.
Oh, not Dwayne Johnson.
No.
Carried through the air. Fairy tales. Carried through the air. Norse mythology doesn't count as fairy tales, does it?
I guess we'll find out in the answer.
Thor.
Sinbad the Sailor.
Oh. Never mind then.
Right.
No, you put an X in it. Oh, are you going naught this time?
You go first, so you get the X. This time round, I get the 0.
Oh, okay, I see. Right. Pick a category.
Place nicknames.
Is that bottom right?
Yeah.
Okay. What city is nicknamed Old Reekie? Auldreeeki.
Can I ask the question again?
What city is nicknamed Old Reekie?
Edinburgh?
Correct. Bollocks. Right, that's limited me to options. I need to go top left, don't I? Latin America, please.
Oh, so I can get this open. Name the capital city of Ecuador.
Colombo?
Quito.
Oh. Fuck, you win.
Oh, holy crap! I draw a line through. Hey.
Oh, well done. Adam wins another game. What a surprise.
Good game. I don't know who the host of this show used to be.
I don't know. Someone on black and white telly.
Well, your dad will no doubt tell us.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Someone that worked for Grandad, not Granada.
I'm as smart as a kid in the 70s.
Well, by default, because I'm not as smart as one.
I'm not sure if we were actually playing by the right rules, but...
Yeah, that was a fun way to play it. I enjoyed it. It's a fun little game. I'd have another go with that.
We've come to our final segment of the show, Bibliotat, where we feature a charity shop-sourced book. My turn this episode, and it's another big book.
It is a beast. You didn't go small this week.
It's The RKO Story, £5 from YMCA in Little Netley. And I've looked through, made some...
It's been so organised. Look at those tippy tabs.
Yeah, I have to make some tabs for my notes, but it was too long to read my handwritten notes, so I put it on...
You've gone all technological.
On a cheapo tablet I've managed to resurrect.
Way.
Right, come on, face the right way. Yes, The RKO Story by Richard B. Jewell and Vernon Harbin. It's a second impression from 1983, originally from 1982, and originally £11.95.
Oh, okay.
How RKO came about, it takes about 3 pages.
Okay.
In the huge book. The short version of how RKO came about. After changing owners and names, there was a studio called Film Booking Office of America, FBO. After Warner Brothers released the first talking picture, Talkies, the whole studio network sort of scrambled to catch up. RCA, the Radio Company of America, realised there was a lot of revenue in recording equipment, but AT&T's Western Electric had already cornered the market on production and sound equipment with all the major studios. They partnered with FBO to showcase the new Photophone sound-on-film system, and theatres were one way that studios showed their supremacy. Now that FBO had RCA backing them up, they were looking into an affiliation with the Keith Albee Orpheum circuit of 700 vaudeville houses in the US and Canada. In October 1928, a deal was done, and RCA took control of both KAO and FBO, merging them into the Radio Keith Orpheum Corporation, RKO. David Sarnoff, the president of RCA, now chairman of RKO, he'd long wanted to forge an alliance between radio, RCA owned NBC at the time, and the movies. So RKO Productions were trade-named Radio Pictures and adopted the famous logo of a giant radio tower on top of the world, beeping out the signal, a radio picture.
Ah, I see.
There's loads of information about the ownership of the studio, management, talent. It's broken down by decades, starting in 1929 with a synopsis for the decade, plus a photo and a write-up for all 1,051 films that the studio released.
Christ.
For some of the big films, there is quite a bit, like King Kong.
Double page spread.
Oh, yeah, big double page spread on top of the Empire State Building being attacked by planes, and quite a long write-up. In 1936, RKO signed a distribution deal with Walt Disney, so they got to release Snow White in 1937. Adapted from Grimm's fairy tales, it took 3 years, $1.5 million in production expenses, 570 artists, and 250,000 drawings to complete. I've checked on Wikipedia, and they've got exactly the same budget written down, so I'm presuming that's period correct. So I had a quick look at an inflation calculator online. $1.5 million in 1937. That would be nearly $33 million today, and it brought in around $8 million worldwide on initial release. It's a little over $175 million today.
It's not a bad turnover.
It's a very, very long section for Citizen Kane in the decade spread for the 1940s. It's pretty much from there, covering all of these pages and fallout of things that go on into these pages.
Crikey.
It goes into a bit of detail about how the gossip columnist Luella Parsons saw an advanced screening of Citizen Kane. She thought it was a repulsive biography of her boss, and she went straight back to tell him. Her boss was William Randolph Hearst, the newspaper magnate. Despite Citizen Kane being a fictional amalgam of several tycoons, and despite not seeing the film himself, Hearst demanded the film be shelved, or he'd bring the weight of the Hearst empire crashing down to Hollywood, and RKO in particular.
Why, Iora?
They didn't shelve the film, and so he did. The papers boycotted all copy concerning RKO, but it was full of allegations of Orson Welles being a communist and a draft dodger.
Oh.
Yeah, Hearst was famous for all the sensational and what's called yellow journalism. Yeah. I think there's a dollop or Behind the Bastards about it, one of the podcasts.
Okay.
It could be unrelated, just generally part of the Red Scare, but later in the 1940s, the US government's Un-American Activities Committee started investigating questionable loyalties in Hollywood. And by 1947, the current owner of RKO just wanted to sell. And by May 1948, he found a buyer in Howard Hughes.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, I'll be honest, this is the main reason I bought the book. Howard Hughes kind of interests me, because from being an aviator, building the biggest wingspan, okay, you can get technical, plane of all time, the Spruce Goose, to then, in later years, okay, in all fairness, he was suffering from brain trauma from numerous aircraft crashes, leading to mental illness and addiction, but from his heights of fame and fortune to a recluse living in a penthouse, long fingernails surrounded by bottles of urine.
Oh, that sounds gross.
Yeah. I did hear one of my favourite later life... That sounds kind of distasteful, but one of my favourite later life stories was he bought several TV stations because he was an insomniac and he liked watching TV at night. But if he'd missed a film, he'd get one of his people to call the station and restart it, or if he didn't like what was on, he'd tell him to put on what he wanted to watch. So, yeah.
His channels did really well for everybody.
You could be watching, in that time in Las Vegas, you could be watching something on TV, and a film would suddenly stop partway through, and something else would come on. And go, Howard Hughes must be watching TV.
Fucking bastard.
One story I did hear was that he told the station, "Play this." I went, "Oh, we don't have that film." "Now you do. I own RKO." So pretty much he had the entire studio back catalogue to put on whenever he wanted.
Wow.
There's far too much more to cover in the book, but the inside flap and the front cover leads with RKO Pictures existed in an atmosphere of almost continual chaos from its optimistic beginnings in 1929 until it collapsed into ruins at the hands of the megalomaniac Howard Hughes nearly 30 years later. The book is not kind to Howard Hughes.
I wonder why.
But under different ownership in 1957, RKO came to an end and their 2 studio lots were sold to Desilu, the production company started by Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz that brought Star Trek to air.
Hey.
When I don't think any other big studios were interested or didn't want to take a risk on the sci-fi property, but
so
Lucille
cool.
Ball, good on it. She went, yeah, we need stuff to put on the air.
Nice one, Lucille.
But yeah, that's the RKO story.
Have you got a coffee table big enough for that book?
Between that and the Monty Python book.
Yeah, you can sleep on them.
A couple of tables.
Good book. Good find. It's a fucking outro, Mush.
That's an episode 16 come to an end.
Yay!
We've made it through.
Huzzah, hurrah, and fabulous.
I know, I've got to edit this, but I've got a feeling this might have been a long episode.
I think you might be right. I mean, I chunted away for 16 minutes just to myself at the start.
Judging by how my voice has changed in the recording, I'm saving Johnny Turnip to record till the very end in the future.
Yeah, maybe a good idea.
Good God, it's been ridiculous.
See?
I will need a cup of tea, or honey and tea, or something. What do posh voiceover people have? I want that. Licorice, I think. No.
Oh, God, no.
I'll make do. I'll struggle through.
Okay, darling.
We're part of the Studio Channel 84 network, home of the variety show, the Untitled Sci-Fi Show, and Who Takes the Socks Off, and their Socks On or Off minisode. And you're going to be a guest on there very soon.
I am. I keep forgetting, and
I meant to mention that at the start of the show.
It's okay. I had a little panic to myself as I was falling asleep last night. I was just drifting off, and then my brain went, bing, subject matter, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then spent half an hour telling my brain that I didn't need to think about that right now.
There you go, Ross and Simon. You can tell how much Karen's looking forward to coming on.
I am. Sleepless nights, boys. Sleepless nights.
Find us all at channel84.co.uk or the shortcut to our bit of the website, lightlyused.co.uk. There's a blog post for each show, an episode player, links, photos of everything we've talked about, plus links to the socials. We've got a Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, and a Twitter. It's still going.
Yeah.
I've not checked it in ages.
I might have done like a couple of posts here and there, but to be honest, I loathe looking at Twitter anymore.
I know it's officially X, but on my phone, it's Twitter still. Wow. Even though it comes up with a message, this app is out of date, and stop that. Right, shut it down, restart it. It's working again. I've still got Twitter.
Mine has even got the fucking grok blooming thing at the bottom now. You can just press that and it spouts shit at you. Presumably, I've not pressed it, so I don't know.
I don't think I've got that. No, why would I have that button? The grok doesn't exist on my phone.
Grok doesn't exist in the Twitterverse.
I'm surprised that still works.
Yeah, me too.
I'm staying on Twitter for as long as that app works on my phone. I think when that stops working, fuck it, it's going.
Fair enough, worthy retirement age.
Oh, and you can email us pod@lightlyused.co.uk. Bit of a non sequitur.
And in the meantime, thanks for listening.
Oh yes, that too.
Till next episode.
That's so sincere of me.
Till next episode, keep it light, and if you can buy it used, please do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam and Karen have been lightly used. Visit lightlyused.co.uk for more. To get in touch, email pod@lightlyused.co.uk.
Excuse me. I do apologise.
This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.